Mm. Hello, everybody. Kamusta? Um, I have been actually going through a lot of change. I guess yun yung most recent life update ko. But overall, going through this change and awakening of how the universe has been supporting me and guiding me as my life progresses day by day. I have been feeling good. I have to admit, though, that at times things get scary, especially when you are in the unknown. But it's also very exciting because you just trust God and you trust the universe that you are okay and you will be okay. Um, and Yeah, that's a short update on me. Kayo, kamusta kayo? Syempre una sa lahat gusto ko magpasalamat sa lahat ng mga nandito, sa oras ninyo. Thank you for being back here on the podcast for my second episode. Thank you for those who supported the first, and I really am excited to go through this podcast journey with all of you. Maraming salamat at gusto ninyong nakikinig sa mga kwento ko. Um, yeah, and so for today, ako ay nandito sa gitna ng bundok. Ang bundok na ito ay isa sa mga bundok na go-to ko kapag gusto kong magtago, kapag gusto kong manahimik, o kapag gusto kong mag-isip na malayo sa syudad. This is where I go. And because of course I have this podcast wherein it is also my platform to open up to all of you guys. Syempre kasama doon ang pag-share ko sa inyo ng mga lugar na very personal din sa akin at isa itong bundok na yun doon. And yeah, this is me. Simply be. Tara, kwentuhan tayo. For today, what I want to talk about with all of you is that gusto ko lang i-share na at some point in my life, uh, I asked myself, natanong ko sa sarili ko, mag-isa nga ba talaga ako? And for some people, alam naman natin to na being alone is not just a feeling. It is something that they it's something that I had to experience early in life. So what I wanted to talk about today is one of the things that I actually asked myself at some point in my life. And that question is, mag-isa nga ba talaga ako? And I know that with how my life went, being alone is not just a feeling. Actually, for me, being alone is something that I had to experience early in life. And it meant learning how to make decisions without guidance, carrying responsibilities before I was ready. And um being alone to me meant learning how to make decisions without guidance. Being alone to me meant carrying responsibilities before I was really ready to carry them, and definitely figuring things out when there was no one else to rely on. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about in this episode. Um, I wanted to share and reflect with all of you how growing up independently at a young age has shaped the way I have seen myself and the way I see the world. And yeah, I guess I'd like to start with paano ba ako natutong tumayo mag-isa. Uh, it all started when I guess that was the next level of challenge ng buhay para sa akin. Nagsimula ako o na-realize ko na kinailangan ko ng matuto tumayo mag-isa. At that moment when I decided to unburden my lola of myself. At yun ay yung when I turned 16. Um, and so when I lost my parents, when I lost my mom at 5, and when I lost my dad at 10, and since then I stayed with my lola and my lola has raised me. But also when I turned 16, that was when I also pushed myself na I wanted to find my way to live outside of my lola's roof kasi nakikita ko rin na syempre my lola was getting old, and you know when you're young your emotions also aren't always easy to understand, and so I really wanted to push myself na parang gusto ko nang subukan na makatulong din sa lola ko na kahit papaano I still have her guidance, and um I still go to her for consultations and everything, and of course I never lost contact with my lola. Pero at 16 I started living independently. And to make decisions and face challenges on my own and not having someone to guide me was actually very, very hard. Pero syempre, hindi ko yun na-realize noong mga panahon na yun kasi hindi mo naman alam kung paano mo ipoproseso eh. In fact, I really didn't have anyone also to explain to me what my situation in life was. You know, being orphaned at an early age, even my siblings really, I didn't think that anyone had a clear position or headspace. And I don't think it was anyone's responsibility, I guess, to explain to me na ito yung lagay mo sa buhay because I was also young and hindi ko rin naman maiintindihan yun. Pero unti-unti ko naintindihan lahat to ngayon na tumatanda ako. Ngayon na tumatanda ako, I get to process my life that has passed, and hindi madali na tumanda and to face decisions and to face challenges ng ikaw lang mag-isa. I guess it's safe to say that in everything that I know, and in everything that I have figured out, I learned all of those things the hardest way possible. Because when I fail, kapag nagkamali ako, when I turn people down, kapag merong even at work, kapag pagagalitan ako, when I get reprimanded or, you know, things because you're also imperfect. Ako lahat sumasalo nun. I wasn't like the other kids na kapag ipinatawag at kailangan kausapin, ang unang kakausapin ay yung mga magulang o ang unang haharap para sa kanila ay yung mga magulang nila. Tapos, tsaka yung mga magulang ang iintindi kung paano ipapass down sa kanila yung information or kung paano sila i-educate on kung ano yung mga kailangang itama. I didn't have that. When I failed in life, when I would make my mistakes, I would face all of those head on. Ako yung haharap sa mga tao. Ako yung magfi-figure out how to control the damage that I have done. And that's not easy because wala naman akong kodigo as to tama ba 'to o mali. No one tells me whether it is right or wrong because I also chose to live independently. And so it was a lot of things that was hard to understand on my own. And I guess growing up na unti-unti ko rin masasabi that every time I would learn something, syempre I would apply it and know how when this thing happens again, I think ito yung tamang paraan na gawin itong bagay na to, how to resolve this. Honestly, being independent to me is empowering. Akala ko before when I was younger, or at least before I was able to successfully go through my breakthrough years, I thought being alone was lonely. I thought being alone was sad because you would also hear that from others sometimes when they would see you eat alone in restaurants, or when you would watch movies alone, or when you choose to stay at home and say that you have, if not a few, you have no friends. Parang there was also a point in my life where I really had no friends, not because I didn't want to, but because I didn't know how to. And that resulted to my life just being me. And akala ko before negative kapag mag-isa ka palagi. Pero growing up, or at least where I'm at in my life now, I realized that being independent is actually a skill. It is a superpower. In fact, it's a process for everyone to go through and to successfully be able to stand on their own. And I'm actually grateful also na I was able to attain it at an early age. It is very empowering indeed. Um, I find strength in it ngayon, um, because through my independent self, I know that I did not fail my lola also. I was able to somehow raise myself having that compass of wanting to make my lola proud. Kaya even in the things that I do on my own, when I work, when I clean my house, how I fix my bed, yun din talaga yung parang like ko sinasabi sa sarili ko na I know ayokong kapag makita ng lola ko ito. Gusto ko perfect. I mean, gusto ko when my lola sees each and everything that I do, I want her to be proud of me. Gusto ko makita niya na, turo ko to kay Bianca at masaya ako na ina-apply ko to. So, yun yung naging compass ko sa buhay ko through living independently. And there are moments that being independent gets heavy. A lot of moments actually. Hindi siya konting moments lang. Kasi at least for me, maraming beses na and hanggang ngayon, I still get sad a lot. I miss my mommy. I miss my daddy. Kapag nababalikan ko yung mga bagay na napagdaanan ko at mga bagay that I'm not proud of course it gets sad. Of course it gets heavy, especially when the overthinking comes in, especially when the self-doubt comes in. It gets heavy. And as you grow older, the world just gets heavier because your responsibilities get bigger, your life and obligations expand. Nothing gets easier as you grow old, but naniniwala ako that it all depends on how you choose to look at it. It all depends on what perspective you choose to have in each and every single thing that you do, no matter what it is, good, bad, positive, negative, whether you're happy or you're sad, mabigat man yung pinagdadaanan mo. It's really yourself that you can control. Because ganun yung buhay eh. life will really challenge you, and it's inevitable. And yun nga, kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, independence for me is a strength. It's a superpower. Um, it's something that I am also proud of. Uh, Even though, of course, to some people, especially before, you know, yun nga, kagaya ng kinuwento ko kanina, they would ask, "Ba't ka mag-isa? Bakit ka palaging mag-isa? Parang, dapat marami kang kaibigan, you go out." Being alone, to me, is really staying inside my house or staying with my dogs. Maglilinis ako ng banyo ko, magbabasa ako ng mga libro ko, magluluto ako ng pagkain ko, um, and a lot of lola things like, "Oh, butterfly. Oh, it's a fly." And a lot of I would define myself as a lola also because alam mo yung gustong-gusto mo yung mga mababangong kandila, gusto mo yung mga essential oils, gusto mo yung proseso mo ng paglilinis. That is what being alone is to me, and as a matter of fact, that is what joy is to me. As a person, hindi talaga ako I'm not someone who craves to go out, to party, to um glam up, or have dinner outside. I mean, once in a while it's great, especially when you do it with the people you love or with the person you love, definitely. Pero like kung ako yung papipiliin, I'm really not the most extroverted person. I have such a short social battery life. And so if I do go out, I prioritize on doing my groceries, on paying my bills, on doing bank errands, taking my car for a car wash, or visiting my lola. Pero uuwi din ako agad because I look forward also to me just taking the time to do my night routine before I sleep, taking the time na makapagmuni-muni bago ko tuluyang matulog at magpahinga. Yeah, and when I do have family visitors also at home who would sleep over, excited din ako dun sa mga panahon kung saan we would yung makakapagkuwentuhan kayo ng nagkakarinigan kayo, hindi yung kapag kunyari nasa labas kayo, nasa bar kayo, yung nagsisigawan kayo because the music is so loud and there are a lot of people crowding everyone. I mean, personally, that is not my personal preference of having fun. My definition of having fun is really staying inside the house and cleaning and reading and eating and resting. One of the things that I really do want to share, I mean, as a perspective of mine when it comes to really sharing what it means to me na mag-isa ka. Totoo na may mga panahon na ang pagiging mag-isa really makes you feel sad. Minsan, even though I say that independence for me is empowering and is a strength and it's a skill and it's something that I'm proud of. Hindi pa rin maiiwasan na siyempre dahil tao lang din tayo, ang pagiging mag-isa nagiging kalungkutan din 'yan talaga minsan. Hindi na iba sa akin ang maramdaman ko na mag-isa ako throughout my life, and I admit naman that even in those times wherein there are people around me, I still felt alone. And in these times, I didn't know if people would understand, or if was it me also hurting the people around me, because syempre, because they were around me and because they loved me and they're there to support me no matter how many times they would tell me na nandyan sila para sa akin, I would still feel alone. Um, and going back to those times, I think ang nangyari lang din is that because yung strength that I have developed to survive independently has also become a wall, at hindi ko nakita iyon. Ngayon na lang ako naging aware dun, ngayon na tumanda na ako. Um, because I was so used to being alone and I didn't really have a clear context as to what being alone really meant to me before. Um, Hirap akong intindihin kung ano ba yung pagkakaiba na may mga taong nagmamahal sa'yo at hindi. Umabot ako sa point na yun kung saan pati yung pagmamahal ng mga tao na nasa paligid ko ay hirap akong tanggapin. And I was unintentionally doing it because I was really not seeing it. I didn't understand it. I didn't know how it looked like. And what happened was that somehow it ended up as me also hurting them. Kasi imagine loving someone and the someone that you are expressing your love to is pushing you away. And it was hard for me to accept that because nga dahil hindi ko naman naiintindihan at sinasadya na yun yung nagagawa ko. Of course, when the people who truly love me would try to make me realize and try to give me, real talk lang ba? Hindi siya madaling tanggapin para sa akin kasi nga shadow siya eh. And it's not just being in denial, but also hindi ko talaga naiintindihan. Um, and so being alone and being independent, and because of that wall, it did give me a hard time to open myself up, not just to other people, but even to myself. It was hard for me to really know who I am and all the more express myself. Kagaya nga ng palagi ko rin sinasabi, parang this is where all the misinterpretations of who I am as a person comes in all the time. I developed a fear towards people because as I am afraid of people, definitely I did not know how and did not want them to come into my life. I guess it rooted from my childhood experiences also. When I lost my mom and my dad at an early age, it really did have an effect on me. And imagine at a young age, yun agad yung nakamulatan ko. Nawala agad yung mga taong tinuturing ko na sa akin. And at that age, you don't really consider other people as yours, I guess, but your mom and your dad because they're your mom and your dad. At nawala sila kaagad sa akin at an early age. And so growing up, I had subconsciously, I built a wall or a shield to protect myself from getting hurt kasi in my head, akala ko kapag may taong pumapasok sa buhay ko, mawawala din yan. And it's how they remove themselves from my life that is the problem that I don't want to go through again and again. I don't like people disappearing on me because it hurts. I don't like na bigla-bigla na lang nawawala yung mga tao sa paligid ko ng wala man lang ni hi o ni ho. At dahil din syempre I was young and I didn't know how to process that. Kaya that was a part of how I would protect myself. Um, it also affected how I saw my self-worth and how I see myself in general. Um, because I didn't let people in and because I did not know how to express myself, definitely it has affected ko na hindi ko alam kung paano i-express. It has affected me in a way na hindi ko rin nakilala yung sarili ko. Hindi ko alam kung paano ko rin kikilalanin yung sarili ko because wala akong kausap eh. No, wala akong kabatuhan ng ideas ko, ng feelings ko because I didn't know who to trust. And so it resulted to me not knowing anything about myself. Um, and definitely me not knowing what my worth is. So, yes, umabot ako sa point na yun na hindi ko alam kung sino ako. Hindi ko rin alam kung ano ba yung halaga ko. Nadiscover ko lang yun when I had a breakthrough year. Ito, palagi ko tong kinikwento rin, especially now. I had a breakthrough year nung 2023. And I call it my breakthrough year because yun yung year na alam kong nag-decide ako that I want to be a better person. That was the year I decided na I am not going to let myself be eaten by my shadows. One day I woke up and told myself, I want to be a better person. I want to be the best version of myself and I want to be kinder. I want to love more and be loved by more. And that was the year wherein I really came and went into depth into my faith, into my personal relationships, and into myself. That was the year when I started really praying harder, really journaling more, really knowing myself, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually. It was a it was that year that I decided na I want to be a better person. And I prayed to God for him to guide me through it. And I'm grateful because it has been a lovely experience and that experience up until today because I know that no matter how hard I work on myself, I will never stop learning. I will always and forever be a work in progress because I also know that I will never be perfect. Even though I'm a perfectionist, I know that I will never be perfect. And I have come at peace with that. I am also at peace with my shadows. I call these things my shadows and my lights. Yung shadows are the things that are hard to accept, things that wasn't easy for me to admit to myself that I had these traits about me, that these were facts about me that I used to be in denial about. There came a time na talagang ang hirap niyang tanggapin. Pero umabot din sa point na I'm able now to embrace my shadows the same way that I am proud to show off the things that are my light. These are, or I mean, maybe another term would be my strengths and my weaknesses. Kapag yung mga weaknesses natin and some of these things we are not proud about and we wouldn't share about, diba? It's not something that is easy to share all the time. Pero when I chose to dwell deeply into my faith and when I met the right people, when my relationship with Ruru blossomed further, when I was able to really meet the right people, also like our mentor, Sir J. Cruz, who has also guided me on how to holistically approach life in connection to the things that I do. I really have started seeing myself as a planted seed na nag-iiba yung tubo ko in every season of my life. And no matter how my growth looks like in this season, whether I'm proud of it or I'm not, that's how I am. And it's okay to be. I guess that's my understanding of life. That's my understanding of existence at this point, is that you acknowledge how you are, where you're at in your life, and know that it is organically happening, and the universe will take you where you are meant to be, and God will not put you into these situations or phases in life kung hindi mo talaga kaya. Kung ang tingin sa'yo ni God ay hindi mo kaya itong pagsubok na ito, hindi niya ibibigay yan sa'yo. Yan ang isa sa mga lagi kong paalala sa sarili ko. Yeah, and that's how I became at peace with who I am, with how I am, with my imperfections, with my weaknesses. And that also brought me here in front of you, in front of this mic today. Kagaya nga ng sinishare ko, itong podcast po na ito ay 3 years in the making ito. Because I always wanted to, but I did not know how to. I felt like I did not have the confidence to express myself, to face all of you. And I didn't know what to share. I didn't know if anyone would be interested in listening to me, or in if anyone would be interested in my life. Pero simula nung natutunan ko na kung sino ako, ngayon nakilala ko na yung sarili ko. Ngayon na malinaw sa akin yung values ko, yung belief system ko, malinaw sa akin kung ano yung mga paniniwala ko. Yun ang nagdala sa akin ng kapayapaan. Nabuksan na rin yung buhay ko sa mundo. Nabuksan na rin yung buhay ko sa mas marami pang tao. Kasi kahit na masaya ako, na kaya kong mag-isa, alam ko na sa pagkakataong ito, pinipili ko na rin na hindi maging mag-isa. Because I know that I have God, I have Ruru, I have my family, I have my Lola, I have you guys now, and most especially, I have myself. When I realized that now I have myself, it has changed so much. The true meaning of knowing yourself, the true meaning of knowing your self-worth, of having self-respect, and knowing how to truly care for yourself has changed my life in so many ways. And that means even in, the smallest things and that you do on a daily basis. Like for example, pagising mo sa umaga, humarap ka sa salamin tapos ngitian mo lang yung sarili mo. I know minsan iisipin natin nakakatawa yun, parang nabuang na tayo. But dati kasi dahil nga hindi ko kilala yung sarili ko, dahil sanay ako mag-isa, I didn't know how to look myself in the mirror. I didn't know how to look at myself in the mirror. I didn't know who I was looking at in the mirror. I really used to feel like hindi ko gusto yung nakikita ko. Grabe ko i-bash yung sarili ko sa salamin. Like, ang laki ng mata mo, ang liit mo. Siguro pangit talaga yung ugali mo. I would be so harsh to myself. And that was one of the hardest things for me to change. Pero yun nga, nung breakthrough year ko, that was also one of the first things that I really experimented to do for myself. And I started with, sige nga, pagising ko sa umaga, haharap ako sa salamin at aapiran ko yung sarili ko. Or kaya ngingitian ko yung sarili ko. Or kaya sabihan ko naman yung sarili ko na, ganda mo ngayon, te. Nakakatawa siya. Especially at first. Pero, alam nyo, nung tumagal na siya, it has changed my confidence. It has changed my understanding of myself. Kasi yun din siguro yung definition of Knowing that it is only your own validation that you need and not the ones that you get from others. I mean, of course, the validation that you get from the people around you, from social media, from everyone, everywhere, would also mean so much, especially the good things, diba? Together with the bad. But also when it comes to from yourself at kapag kaya mong ibigay yun sa sarili mo, iba rin yung ibig sabihin nun. Not for you to be overly confident, not for you to be narcissistic, pero yung kapag alam mong totoong na-appreciate mo yung sarili mo ng hindi ka nagyayabang na in fact, it's not even something you have to tell the world. It changes a lot, at least for me. It meant so much for me and I still continuously do that today, especially kapag on those days na malungkot ako and I feel alone. And literally, wala akong mahagilap sa mga mahal ko sa buhay because syempre may kanya-kanya tayong buhay at we're all busy. We all have jobs. I would go to the mirror and say, you can do this. Or, smile. Ganon. Ganon. And so, coming to the question na how I opened this episode, di ba? Yung isang malaking tanong sa akin, sa sarili ko noon is, yung malaking tanong ko sa sarili ko noon is, ay kung mag-isa nga ba ako? Now, masasabi kong hindi. Ngayon, kaya ko siyang sabihin confidently because I know for a fact that I am not alone. Hindi ako mag-isa even in those times na physically mag-isa ako. Hindi ako mag-isa because alam kong kasama ko ang Ama, si God, sa lahat ng mga gagawin ko sa buhay. Ng ginagawa ko, sa lahat ng mga pinagdadaanan ko, lahat ng naiisip ko, lahat ng nararamdaman ko, alam niya, alam ko, kasama ko siya. I have myself. And so, even in those times that I am physically alone, I know I'm not alone because I also have myself. I also view myself as my own friend. And so, yes, minsan magsasalita tayo mag-isa. You know, when you hear voices or when you have conversations with yourself or when you argue with yourself in some decision making, that's normal. That's okay. Uh, Even my shadows minsan, alam ko mga kaibigan ko sila. Now, I am open to making myself vulnerable to everyone. Now, I'm open to making myself feel supported by everyone also. And definitely, even though this was one of the hardest, now I'm opening myself to being taken care of also by others. Because dati, I mean, by nature and because of how my lola raised me, alam ko rin na sanay akong mag-alaga ng mga tao sa paligid ko. I mean, that's my nature. My nature is to nurture. That I've learned about myself. I love it when I get to take care of the people I love around me. I love being intentional about taking care of them. But ang naging con lang nun is that because I was so used to being alone and living independently that I had a wall, hindi ko naman din alam kung paano ko hahayaan yung ibang tao sa paligid ko na alagaan ako. When the right people came into my life, when God clearly came into my life, He made me understand na although kaya mo mag-isa, hindi sa lahat ng pagkakataon ay kailangan mong piliin. And I'm grateful for that. Masasabi ko na God has sent me, I would like to believe, the right people in my life right now. Kahit pa ang liit-liit lang ng circle ko because I'm an introverted person, I know I have the right people within my life. And I'm at peace with that. I can say I am my best version of myself. and I'm excited to share more bits and pieces of this self to everyone. Hindi madali to balance relationships in general because you are in relationships with different people in different aspects of your life. But to balance meaningful relationships with independence, I think I wouldn't say that it's a struggle, but it's more of a responsibility for me because even though independence is my strength, the people around me who are meaningful to me are all the more my strength. And they give me strength for me to be independent. Dati pabaliktad eh. Dati akala ko because I'm independent and because it's a strength of mine, I thought yun yung strength ko para humarap sa mga tao na kaya ko mag-isa, okay ako, hindi niyo ako kailangan tulungan, strong ako. But with where I am now, actually mas naging baliktad siya, I think. Because ngayon, yung mga taong mahalaga sa akin na alam kong mga tao na nasa paligid ko, sila na ngayon yung strengths ko. Sila na ngayon yung pinaghuhugutan ko ng lakas para kaya kong harapin yung buhay mag-isa. They are my superpower. And I'm grateful for that. Mm, so, just to go back again and to look, mag-isa nga ba ako? I used to be, or at least I thought I used to be. But now I know I'm not. And I won't choose to be alone. I can be alone, but I don't choose to be alone. For emergency purposes na lang siguro siya. Uh, and I guess isa sa mga advice, well, I don't know if this is advice unsolicited to the listeners, but one of the necessities for all of us to learn is to really learn how to sit with ourselves. I think sa gulo ng mundo natin ngayon, sa gulo ng mga nangyayari sa paligid natin, it's best to remember that a lot of these things we cannot control. But the only thing that we can control is ourselves. And so, for us to really be able to regulate ourselves or to know how we can react towards the world, I think the best thing to do is for us to have that skill or the bravery also to really sit with ourselves and really listen and know ourselves and admit to ourselves certain things that we are in denial about, because that's where strength and solitude is. Yourself is what matters. Care for yourself first because you also cannot care for others if you do not care for yourself first. I don't think madali para sa lahat ng tao to sit with themselves and to really listen and to get to know and admit to themselves, their flaws and their imperfections and their shadows, because I had a really hard time and it was scary. It was dark. It was emotional. But sobrang laking breakthrough nun once you get to really find the right process and the right timing for yourself to get to know yourself. And it changes the way you see the world. It changes the way you perceive the world. It changes the way that you would react. And it's a form of self care, sitting with yourself. And there are a lot of ways to do it to help you. You can journal, you can talk to a friend, talk to the mirror if you'd like, podcast, listen to podcasts. Ang daming paraan pwede for you to be able to sit with yourself and know yourself. Just no matter how busy you are, I guess my newfound advice is to never, ever, ever forget about yourself. Because I know you listening to this, marami tayong mga taong minamahal na sinusuportahan at gusto natin madalas strong tayo para sa kanilang lahat. Because kung hindi tayo ang gagawa, sinong susuporta sa kanila? But never, ever, ever forget. Wag na wag mong kakalimutan na wag mong kalilimutan yung sarili mo. Kahit na alam mong kaya mo mag-isa. Before I close this episode, as how I always close the episodes, meron ako palaging baon na isang libro kung saan um, ako ay may one quote from that book. And this book that I chose for today is called, it's Pick a Color by, okay, mahirap po yung pangalan ng author, but the author's name is Suvankam Thamavongsa. So it is the book called Pick a Color. And I just like to share with you the quote that I liked about this book, but also I wrote down my feelings about it because I didn't want to forget by the time that andito ako ngayon sa harap ninyo telling you about it. The quote is, "Now I have to be careful with that word, damage, and how I use it. A helpful suggestion can turn suddenly into a bad feeling. And people don't forgive you for giving them bad feelings, especially about themselves." Let me read that again. Now I have to be careful with that word, damage, and how I use it. A helpful suggestion can turn suddenly into a bad feeling. And people don't forgive you for giving them bad feelings, especially about themselves. And this line reminded me that words carry more weight than we sometimes realize. As someone whose voice reaches many people, I've learned that even when my intentions are good, how my words are received matters just as much. A simple suggestion can become someone's insecurity if I'm not careful. It's a reminder to lead with empathy, to speak with honesty, but also with kindness. Because while we can control how every message is interpreted, we can always choose to make people feel seen, respected, and safe. This made me reflect on the responsibility that comes with having a voice. Sometimes, what we mean as guidance can feel like judgment to someone else. It's a reminder that kindness isn't just about having good intentions. It's also about being mindful of how our words might land. And the reason why I chose this and the reason why it resonated with me that way is because yun nga, it was often how I would receive other people's guidances, lalo noon, when I felt like I was alone, when I felt like, every time people would try to help me with the best of intentions, how I would receive it is as if it is an attack. It's as if it's always a judgment. Or sometimes, you know, wala rin ako sa tamang headspace to really measure whether the advice being given is of the right kind of advice, or I guess it's just also very timely with how our world is now. Yes, we choose to be kind every single day, and we want to be kind and we want to be able to help others, but at the same time, let's also all be mindful of our words, because I guess I'm also speaking from experience. Dati, when I didn't know myself and I was going through all of these emotions and I didn't understand anything because I didn't have the right guidance and I always thought I was alone. Hindi naman alam ng lahat ng tao na may pinagdadaanan ako eh. Hindi naman alam ng lahat ng tao kung paano ko tatanggapin yung mga salita na nasasabihin nila sa akin. Even if their intention is, in the right place. But I guess it also falls into how we are saying it. And it's important to me right now because we see this on social media, we see this around the world. It's so easy for people to judge each other. It's so easy for people to speak out and feel as if all of our opinions are always or should be considered o ang lahat ng sinasabi natin ay tama. I just want all of us and I pray that we all find that strength, that we all be kinder, we all be more mindful, and let's find that goodness in our heart to be more of help to the people around us and to our world than to be an instrument of hatred, of pain. Kasi ang gulo na ng mundo natin. Ang dami na nagigera, ang dami nang hindi nagkakaintindihan sa politika. Tayo-tayo lang din naman na magtutulungan dito. I hope and pray for peace and love for all of us. And yeah, that is it for this episode. Muli, maraming salamat po sa lahat ng mga nakinig. And I hope I get to be able to talk to you again on my next one. Mabuhay. Maraming salamat. And again, this is me, Simply B. Till our next kwentuhan.